Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the Philadelphia Soul Dynasty Mode, Season Mode, whatever you want to call it. We are off to a bad start, to put it lightly. Off to a rough start here. We had an opportunity in Orlando to beat the Predators, and things just did not go well for us towards the end of that game. Chicago pretty much had the handle on that the entire game. Both those teams have not lost yet, but we are heading into this game here on the road against Kansas City, the Brigade. So, unlike the Bengals series where I kind of showed off like the divisional stuff, I want to show off cooler games that I think are cool. So. But we are going to sim through this Kansas City game, and we win by just a point. Kansas City has a massive fourth quarter to get themselves within striking distance, but we managed to hold on to that lead. So that's going to take us into our next matchup against the Grand Rapids Rampage, who are off to a bad start this year, but we finally picked up our first win. Grand Rapids is looking for theirs. Hopefully we're not going to be it. I don't know how true these ranks are going to hold, because I don't want to believe that we are last in the entire AFL in some of those numbers and those categories, but I know we've been pretty rough on the field, on the carpet here in a lot of different aspects, so that might be true. We might be that bad as advertised, but we do finally pick up a win against the Brigade. So but yeah, as I was saying, I'm not going to show off a bunch of like divisional games. I want to show off games that I think would be fun or would be cool, you know, kind of try and pace out the season so it paints a bit more of a story, you know what I mean? Like a narrative, if that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we finally got the win, and now here we're playing against a pretty bad opponent, see if we can mount a win, get back to 500, and then, you know, we'll look further ahead. But some of those division games are going to be pretty important down the stretch here, like the games against Dallas and Columbus, if we can climb ourselves out of this two-loss hole and get ourselves back in the conversation of playoffs. But that is a ways away, as we are still only a handful of games into our first season. So and there you see the divisional standings already. Dallas is not lost yet. They're sitting at 3-0, so we're going to be in a pretty heavy race with them moving forward if they manage to keep that pace up. So there's some teams that appear to be off to some hot starts, and then some teams off to some bad starts here, like Grand Rapids. So hopefully things can turn around for the Soul here. We have another home game. Remember, we lost our first home game against Chicago to start the season off. So the kickoff is off, and it is going to bounce off of the nets. We love when it bounces off the nets, and we have problems fielding the kickoff cleanly, but still our return man manages to get out to at least the 10-yard line. That could have potentially been a disaster here, a touchback at the worst, really, but manages to pick the ball up and get us to the 10. So on the first play here, Graziano, our quarterback, is going to float this one out for the deep ball, and he finds an open receiver. So, man alive. So we almost cough up the kickoff, and the man who does manages to come up big here on offense and nearly get us into the end zone. So we're going to go with the ground game, try and run this one in, and ours it gets stuffed at the line here. So from about the 1-yard line, we're going to try it again on the ground, and he's shaking off one tackle, but he can't quite get that edge and get into the end zone. So it's going to be 3rd and goal now for the Soul offense. Man in motion. We're going to go with the ground game again, and he gets stuffed again, man. This Grand Rapids is not going to be fooled at the goal line by our game plan. They know what we're trying to do. So bring out Frank's our kicker, and he is going to knock this one through. Mr. France is going to knock this one through here on a 5-yard drive, a drive that took one play to get all the way down there, and then takes another 3 or 4 just to get some points. So Grand Rapids on their first drive here on 3rd down, they're going to float this one across the middle and pick up the first down at about the 15-yard line or so. So it's a nice first down for Grand Rapids. They're going to keep moving here, but they have another 3rd down opportunity as their offense is struggling to really get moving here early on in this game. They're going to send a man in motion, snap the ball here. It's a pump fake, and then going across the middle, and again they find an open receiver, so they manage to keep the drive alive again. And now Eddie Moten, our defensive specialist, is going to be injured on that play. He should be all right, though. We should see him maybe, hopefully later on in this game. I would hope so. But on the very next play here, we're already missing his presence, as it is a huge pickup for Grand Rapids. PS2 had a little bit of a stutter there, but it is a completion. It's 1st and goal for Grand Rapids, and they're going to try and go on the ground, and a huge, humongous hit is going to keep him out of the end zone. So just an inch to go here. This time they're going to go with a pitch play, and it does work for Grand Rapids. So they're going to get into the end zone and take a 7-3 lead to end the first quarter. So against the winless Grand Rapids Rampage, we already find ourselves in a bit of a hole here after 1, but it's okay. There's plenty of time, and Graziani wants the home run ball again, and it pays off again as he finds our man again, bro. Again, that's the second massive pickup he's had after dropping that kick, bro. He's like, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. I think Brown is his name, I think. But it is an interception now for Grand Rapids heading the other way. as Harris, our defensive specialist. I think he's our backup defensive specialist because, of course, Moten got injured earlier. But it is an interception nonetheless, heading the other way. Grand Rapids, not a good decision on offense. And now we have an opportunity here to really open up this lead as Graziani floats this one out to the side, and it is picked up. But hold on, there is a holding penalty. So we're going to be moving further back, and it's going to be first and goal from the 17. Man, that is detrimental. We cannot afford to have penalties like that. There's a lot more penalties in this game than there are in just regular Madden and NCAA, so keep your eye out for that. So 10-7 is your score here, and Graziani's on the run. He shakes off the sack here and manages to get rid of the football, and that one gets batted down. But hold on, there is twisting by the defense. Keep that in mind. Every time you see pressure get to the quarterback like instantly, it's probably because there's a twisting penalty somewhere. So we get out of that dangerous play here, but we cannot escape Graziani's terrible decision-making as he sends this one across the middle right to that linebacker, that Grand Rapids linebacker, and he makes a very easy interception, and now Grand Rapids has this one going the other way. So exchange and turnover, something that we've done earlier in the season, and we're just continuing with those problems. So on the very next play here, or not the next play, but it's a third down situation for Grand Rapids, they cannot pick up the first down, so they can't do much with the football here. They're going to send it the kicking unit, and the kick is up, and it is long, and it is good. So a massive 49-yard field goal by Grand Rapids is going to tie this ball game up here late in the first half. So we have the ball again. We have an opportunity here to take the lead. Hopefully Graziani's going to send another long shot to the end zone, and it is complete, and it is good for a touchdown. So the home run ball finally works out well here. I mean, yeah, I love watching him throw those deep balls, man. They're just beautiful to watch in this game, just as effortless and as easy as it is for this offense sometimes. So 17-10 is going to be your score here with just 30 seconds left to operate. Grand Rapids on a fourth down. They keep the offense on the field here, and it's going to be an interception as that one is just kind of bopped around. There's a lot of pressure in the quarterback's face, and he just kind of floats this one across the middle of the field dangerously. So neither quarterback really wants to protect the football here as turnovers are becoming more of a norm here. But we have prime field position here with plenty of time here in the arena game to get into the end zone, and on the first play here it's going to be a pass to the outside, and he's going to get brought down right by the board. So it's second and inches. Ball's at about the 1 or 2 yard line with 15 seconds left to go. Graziani's going to throw for it, and he is going to find an open receiver in the back of the end zone for another Philly Soul touchdown. So we now open this lead here to 2 scores. 24-10 is your score heading into the locker room at halftime. And so Grand Rapids is going to need to dig themselves out of a hole here, maybe hope that we start making a couple more mistakes like they've been making if they want a chance of staying in this ball game. And the quarterback gets hit on that throw, and there was plenty of defenders in the vicinity to pick that one off, but neither of them could come down with it. So they're going to bring out the kicking unit again, and dude, this guy is freaking crazy. Going, I guess is his name. Dude, he is freaking automatic for them. So 13-24 is now your score here as we have another opportunity with the ball, and Graziani is just, I mean, it's too easy, bro. He's just lining up the dimes, just laying them up there. Just, hey, you go, and I'm going to send it to you. So the third quarter is going to come to a close. Now the lead 31-13. We are just widening that gap ever so much. And we have another opportunity with the football, but Graziani's going to get absolutely flattened and fumble it here. It looks like he tried to throw it, but he gets absolutely sandwiched, just stuffed, and gets blown to the carpet here, and he's going to cough up the football in the process. So now Grand Rapids gets the mistake that they were hoping that we would make, so they have another opportunity here with the football. Quarterback's going to roll out and floats one across the middle, and it is a touchdown. So Grand Rapids is down, but they are certainly not out as that 21 picks up another touchdown. I think he had the rushing touchdown for them earlier in the game, so that is a nice play offensively for Grand Rapids here. They're going to try and cut away at some of the deficit here, but they got a long way to dig out, man. I hope they have strong shovels because they got a long way to dig. So 22-31, Grand Rapids going to keep the offense on the field here, try and get a 2-point conversion, but that one is covered very well by our defense. And so Grand Rapids is going to keep or send out the onside kicking unit and try and get the onside here, and that ball is just flipped around, but we managed to pick it up and even almost get it into the end zone, man. That's the wacky thing about onside kicks in the arena game, man. You only got to go about 5 or 10 more yards if you can pick the ball up. So And there you see Grand Rapids had double the offensive possession time and plays that we have, but we are still winning this ball game. And so we go with the ground game, and this time it does work as our fullback is able to get into the end zone, dragging a defender with him, but that is going to be a touchdown for the Philly Soul. So that is going to end it for this game here, as, I mean, Grand Rapids wouldn't really do much of anything. I think they would score again and try to go for two, but it didn't work. So 41-28 is your score. We pick up our second straight win on the year, get back to 500, and send the Grand Rapids Rampage to 0-4 on the season. Man, that is brutal. Tough start, man. You don't have a ton of opportunities to turn your season around, so I'm glad that we were able to do it. Sad that Grand Rapids was not able to do it, but hey, man, it is what it is. I liked that game that we watched, man. I feel like Graziani hasn't had the best games so far. He's really kind of struggled here, but I feel like this one was a little bit better, and we finally had positive rushing yards. I mean, not like a ton, but they were just positive. But Grand Rapids only had 7, so I think that's kind of the equalizer here. If you can run for about 20 yards or so, you'll probably win, along with a potent, throwing game. But if you can limit that to nothing, then you should be in the driver's seat. You got to be able to run at least a little bit in this league, man. Just a little bit, literally a little bit. We picked up a rushing touchdown this game. Like that's what I'm talking about. And Mike Brown is the MVP of this game, of course, with 108 yards on 4 receptions, man. Just laying them up so easy, bro. It was just effortless for this offense. So that's just about going to do it for this game here. I hope to see you guys in episode 4 here when we get into our next game now at 500. So looking to turn the season around.